Welcome to Session 6 in the series Overcoming Social Anxiety, Step by Step. As usual, we want to take the first few minutes to review the therapy that was presented to you in Session number 5. The most important concept we introduced last week was that of the fighting paradox. As we move along, you will begin to realize more and more that the solution to social anxiety is always in the form of a paradox. Therefore, it is important that you not only understand this concept, but that you are able to put it into place in your own everyday life as the days go by. Let's ask ourselves some questions concerning the fighting paradox. When I begin to be frustrated over some of my anxieties and fears, am I able to catch myself and stop? Am I able to calm down a little, to slow down a little, to relax a little? Was I able to say, this lying anxiety feeling may be around for now, but its days are numbered. I refuse to meet anxiety with any negative emotion. I won't fuel it by getting frustrated, angry, or irritated. I won't throw a pity party and tell myself this isn't fair anymore. And the more I avoid the negative emotions, the quicker my anxiety will shrivel up and disappear. Were you able to accept the fact that social anxiety may be around for now, but that you have already taken some good, positive, concrete steps against it? And the more you persist and practice these positive, concrete steps, the more that anxiety will be forced to diminish. We don't want anxiety to fool us. It tricked me for too many years too, and I don't want you to get stuck at this point. Remember, if we stay calm, call anxiety's bluff, and tell it that we no longer are going to fuel its raging fires, then we are on the right track. On the other hand, if we let the social anxiety and fear scare us, frustrate us, depress us, or irritate us, we are playing around with our own negative emotions. And this is like fanning a raging fire. The more we fight against the anxiety, and the more we resist our fears, the stronger and tighter and more intractable the social anxiety becomes. That which you resist persists. So don't fight against your social anxiety. Don't resist your anxiety. Accept it as a temporary condition, because now you realize that the more you can stay calm and positive, the more you refuse to do battle against it, the quicker and sooner it will have to go away. You have more control over your social anxieties than you think you do. Your mind really does have to listen to you and obey you if you continue to address it in the therapeutic and positive way we are presently moving. Accept the fact that there is nothing wrong with you. You never chose this nightmare we call social anxiety, and it is not your decision to have it in your life right now. The only thing wrong at present is the way you think about yourself and the world around you, and we are going to begin the process of changing that. Now that was a new and profound statement, so I will elaborate on it a little more. There is nothing wrong with you. It is true you have social anxiety, but you weren't born with it. It had to come from environmental circumstances, and then have been conditioned repeatedly into your brain. There's nothing wrong with you or with your personality. What's wrong at the present time is that the social anxiety gets in your way. Nevertheless, you, as an individual, are fine. You are okay. There's nothing permanently wrong with you. What is inaccurate is the way you see or perceive yourself. In the past, social anxiety has done a number on you. It has tricked you and lied to you about your talents, abilities, and self-worth. But now it's time for us to stop believing those old lies. The only thing wrong with you right now is the way you see yourself and the world around you. Think about this for a minute. We will come back to this concept later. The second new method we introduced last week concerned how to temporarily cut down on anxiety through the use of physical activity and exercise. If you began to get more active and exercise last week, you have already noticed a difference. You have given your mind a chance to have those very positive neurochemical endorphins flood your brain, which is an excellent antidote to the anxiety hormone, adrenaline. The more you can exercise or be active during a time of heightened anxiety, the better you will feel and the less anxiety will be able to grip you. You are burning off the adrenaline and cortisol by becoming active. This activity and exercise are very helpful in overcoming social anxiety. Remember, you don't have to leave the house to exercise. You don't even have to leave your bedroom. Turn some upbeat music on, dance around, jump up and down, stretch, run in place, do whatever you choose to do that feels okay with you. Just become active and do it. Exercising kicks a big dent in the negative cycle of social anxiety. When you feel the anxiety, the fear, or the apprehension, start moving, start exercising, do something physical, just do it. This week we will discuss 3 new concepts that will begin to change your perspective about yourself and the world. As long as you continue to gently drop this rational information repeatedly down into your brain. It is always the repetition and reinforcement you do that's important. You are not going to believe everything you hear or read at first. But as you repeat it out loud to yourself every day, it will become more and more believable, provided you continue with your practicing and you don't give up. Your brain will always accept information, provided that it is rational. So keep getting the new rational thoughts, feelings, and beliefs down into your brain. Please look in your booklet and see the next handout titled Attitudes. Now the nice thing about this handout is that you already have attitudes concerning other things in your life. All we're going to do is apply these attitudes of yours in a way that will reduce the pressure of social anxiety. Be aware also that attitudes are very close to being beliefs and emotions. So as you begin to pull these attitudes into your life concerning your anxieties, it will be easier and quicker to believe what you're saying and to feel an emotion concerning it. Read along with me as I summarize the attitude handout to you. Attitudes are strongly held beliefs, and we know that beliefs are extremely powerful. Beliefs are saturated with emotion. That is, beliefs may be so strong or so powerful, so emotionally charged, that they become the truth. People have literally done everything under the face of the sun as a result of their beliefs. Centuries ago, the Crusaders believed they were destined to control the Holy Land in God's name. and they acted on those beliefs by engaging in the long, protracted wars called the Crusades. Adherents of some island religions believe so strongly in their religions that when a respected spiritual leader curses someone to death, the victim's fear becomes so great they can literally die. They can be literally scared to death because of their strongly held, intractable beliefs. This is how voodoo works. The voodoo example provides a nice analogy to social anxiety. We have lived with our anxieties and fears for so long that we believe they are rock solid and immovable. They are the gospel truth. We believe in our fears so strongly, and our fears are so emotional, that our fears have become the truth to us. Our fears have become our world. Our lives are defined by our fears. It is only when we realize that these fears are basically groundless, and we deliberately choose not to believe in them anymore, that we start to make progress. Now, it's hard to get over a fear, so at first we have to cut it down to size by questioning ourselves as to why we believe it. Why are we afraid of making small talk with strangers? Is that such a big deal? It may be a problem for us, but is it a life and death situation? Is it such an awful thing? Or have I blown the consequences up out of proportion in my mind? I need to bring my fear down to size in any and all ways that I can. My rational statements and my slowing down techniques will help me, and this kind of rational questioning will make it easier to see why anxiety is irrational. After all, making small talk with strangers is not the end of the world. It will not kill me or send me to the hospital. It is nowhere near as scary as I once thought it was. My belief system is just screwed up. I started believing too many fearful things, and these fearful things grew and grew. My perspective on the world is off base right now. I see everything through anxiety-colored glasses. But now I understand and know better. I deliberately refuse to continually give in to my fear. If you believe strongly that the moon is made of green cheese, and you expend your entire lifetime in pursuit of obtaining this tasty green cheese, so that you can eat away at your heart's content, you will be very disappointed when you reach the moon. You will realize that you've wasted your lifetime.